Hello, my name is Pat Sayo, and I'm running for Mayor of Edwardsburg Cardinal Township in the upcoming election, October the 27th. Actually, you can vote by internet and telephone anytime between October the 20th and Election Day, October the 27th, when paper ballots will be available. I'd like to take a moment of your time to explain to you what has motivated me to run for mayor, and needless to say, that is my concern with the financing package that has been arranged for the financing of the Ingredient Center. Now let me begin by saying that it's unfair to criticize me as being opposed to a new arena in Cardinal just because I voted against many of the motions put forward by council to build a new building. My intention entirely throughout the process was to focus on the financing that would be required and the fact that the old building was basically structurally sound and deserved to have a good second look before a new building was built and the old one was discarded. Now, in fact, the first look at what might be done with the old building was a project undertaken by the previous council, of which I was a member, about the third year of the previous term. At that time, council put together a committee of councillors and a committee of engineers from our engineering firm to do a preliminary walkthrough assessment of the old building, determine what the priorities might be, and the sequence in which those priorities might be addressed, and to get an order of magnitude of what the costs might be. As a result of that preliminary assessment, the engineering firm was engaged to construct an initial grant application for about $1.5 million. That application was not successful. There were many reasons why it wasn't, but nevertheless, the council put aside $150,000 for the construction of a new roof, which was deemed to be the first priority. We felt that by putting aside $150,000 a year for 2 or 3 years, we could construct the new roof at no long-term capital debt to the township, and then use that period of time to plan a full and complete renovation program. Now, as it turned out, the new council was not interested in any of the work that had been done by the previous council. They were determined to build a new building. Councillor Burrell and I were defeated several times, 5-2, as we attempted to change the focus from a complete new building to a renovation project at the old building. In the end, the Ingredient Center was built. It is a beautiful facility, and citizens should take pride in the prestige that it brings to the community. They should take pride in what it has to offer, and they should make every use of the facilities available and enjoy it to its fullest. They have everything to be proud of. However, the financing package is a complete different matter. The cost to build the new facility was $6,600,000, and that was financed as follows. $1,342,000 was taken from reserves and other sources, including $200,000 federal money, which was the only grant money available at the time. That meant that the council had to finance $5,265,000 additional money to cover the cost of the project. To do that, they had to enter into a 35-year amortization period with 4.59% interest rate and a 30-year term. If those debentures are paid to maturity, the township will incur interest costs of $5,364,000 of interest on the money borrowed. Add to that $53,700 to demolish the old arena, and the Ingredient project comes to a total cost of $12 million. There was an alternative available. I was particularly interested in a Canada Action Plan grant. Those were available at the time. They were available for renovation projects only, not for new builds. I was familiar with the program because we had used that program to finance $36 million in upgrades to the Port of Prescott. That is an ongoing project which will complete sometime in the year 2015, and when it's complete, the wharf will have 3 new rejuvenated wharf walls, a brand new 5-acre wharf, and 4 new grain storage bins. A cost of $36 million and no debt to the taxpayers. Now that's the kind of financing package that I like to put together on behalf of you, the taxpayer. It's called leveraging today's dollars to avoid long-term capital debt, and I've done it on 2 other projects in the township on the previous council. However, the new council was not interested in any kind of rejuvenation. But if we had been successful in getting a Canada Action Plan grant, $2 million from the federal government, $2 million from the provincial government, and $2 million from the municipal government, we would have had available $6 million for a renovation program. That would have meant more work, more politicking on the part of council, more time to get it into place, more planning to assure that it was done without disruption, and more due diligence on the part of council. But at the end, there would have been no debt to you, the taxpayer. So if you agree with me that there were other alternatives that should have been more fully examined and explored, please share this video with your friends. Point out to them that there were others choices that could have been made, and invite them to look at what the possibilities could have been. I'm not the least bit happy with the fact that we have committed you, the taxpayer, to a 35-year payment, $303,000 a year for the next 35 years. I would not spend my own money that way. When I was in business, I would not spend my business money that way. I would not commit myself to those kinds of financing arrangements, and I'm not happy that we have committed you, the taxpayer, to that arrangement. Let me commit to you that when I'm elected mayor, I will make every effort to ensure that when these kinds of projects are up for discussion, every voice at the council table will be heard, every alternative will be examined, every possibility will be looked into to avoid this kind of long-term financing. Sometimes it's necessary, but sometimes it's not. So again, I say, this is just one of my concerns. I do have others which I will share with you in subsequent messages. But in the meantime, I do appreciate your interest, and I would appreciate your support at the polls during the election period. Thank you very much for your time and interest. I do hope that we can proceed to remedy the kinds of decisions that have been made in the past so that we're not exposing ourselves to this kind of long-term debt far into the future beyond our ability to pay. Thank you.